This is Onshape. It's a free 3D CAD software. It works kind of like Google Docs, and you can share your files with other people. The only issue is if you use the free service, then everything you create will be public. Other people can see it. You can select the paid service if you want to keep all your files private. I'm going to walk you through just the basic steps. I'm not going to cover every possible application of this software, but this is what we'll be using to create the parts and then eventually 3D print the small scale so that we can test out the materials and make sure everything fits together correctly. So let's go in over here where it says create, left click on create. Let's create a new folder. We're going to title this top 80 because that's the engine we're going to use. Alright, so let's go ahead and select, we're going to create a new document. Select new document, and we're going to put this in the top 80 modular frame, and we're going to title it the same thing. Alright, so now let's create our public document. That's going to open up our workspace. Now, I'm not going to go over all the features, just the ones that we're going to use the most. All right, so if you left click on the corners, this is an isometric view. If we want to go to plane view, we click on the plane that we want here, and it'll move things around. The wheel on your mouse will scroll in and out. If you hold down the right click button without using the cube, you can scroll around. So that allows you to kind of navigate and move things around in different spaces without having to use the cube to change the orientation of your view. Sketch, that's how you draw things out. To create parts, you have to create a sketch first. Then you can use these other tools to create the part from the sketch. So extrude would be creating a cylinder or a square from a drawing. We'll use that quite a bit. Revolve, we're going to use that to create the hoop. Sweep, we'll use that to create a lot of the tubes. Some other tools that we'll use. Mirror, we're going to use that. We'll use that towards the end to duplicate a part or create a mirror image of a part. Boolean, to join two parts we may have created into one part. We'll use that. We're going to use split. We'll use transform to move parts around or change angles. And that should be the vast majority of the tools that we use that you see up here in the toolbar. So let's look at our views. So let's say we've got a part here. They'll show up over here. You'll see your sketches, and any tools that we use will show up here in features. And you can rename those if you want. And your parts will show up here. You can rename or change the part color done from that view. And we're going to have assembly view. That's where we'll take parts from the part studio and assemble them into what we're trying to create, which is a paramotor frame. And then over here, once we get all the parts made, assembled small scale and on the computer, we're going to create drawings for the real world assembly that we can reference without having to go back to the computer. Those will be the three views that we use the most.